Morning.
We also have the same problem because of present economic crisis and other things.
Yes.
Leaving the organization before their retirement, scheduled retirement.
Yes.
So, being a technical organization, how we can, what are the actions that we can take forward?
Now, being a technical organization, there's another problem here because a lot of technical people are gone out of the country, and you all can't find new talent in the organization in the market.
Yes, sir.
There is a brain drain taking place. There is shortage of skilled workers. So only thing that you all can do is also go into succession planning and try to groom people to take up next levels within the organization.
Yes.
And then recruit underskilled, or not underskilled, low skill level people for the lower level, and then push them up gradually. So what happens is then the person in the organization who has skill will be pushed up the ladder, right? That person has talent. You can train that person and recruit lower levels. So then the ladder starts moving upward.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you are trying to recruit people from the market, you will never get talent. You will never get good talent in the market because, as I said, they are having a brain drain and people have left the country and gone. You don't have technical qualified people to recruit now. What is the organization nature?
So I'm from Sri Lanka Air Force.
Yes, so it's hard to get people now, and a lot of young people have gone abroad to different countries. So I think you all should. I don't know whether succession planning in the forces are there. Do you think it's there? I don't know whether it's there.
Yes, as per your answer, sir, I think we have to amend our policies also.
Yes, you do have to look at the policies and see how you are going to, because like I said, the policies also should change from time to time to suit the current environment. So now we are having an environment, or we have a market which is a tight labor market. We don't have people in the market. Everybody has gone, so we are having a brain drain situation. All technically qualified people have left. Young people have left. IT qualified people have left. We have, and doctors, all those people are leaving. So we are left with, I would say, low skilled people in the market now. So we have to be happy with what we recruit. So I think you have to push people up the ladder from down.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that is, yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions? Right. So these are some talent management systems. Talent Edge, Infosys has it. PeopleSoft, Oracle. So these are some systems which they have to manage talent. Right. So there are some programs which some companies offer. Initial learning programs, continuous learning programs, leadership development programs, foreign language initiative, workplace trainings. So an organization would follow it in 3 main steps: finding the right talent, hiring that particular talent, making sure that hired talent stays for longer period of time. This is the last item which I said, making people sure that people stay for longer periods is very, very challenging these days, because other organizations are growing as well. They're making offers. So people are not committing to stay in organization for a long time. It's very difficult to keep them in our organization. That's where talent management practices come into how we retain people, what are the strategies we have to retain people, and what are the competitive strategies we have to retain people. It's very important, because now we have 2 very important aspects on organizations' hands to deal with. One is the tax, other is the cost of living and salaries, and this dollar crisis is playing all over. So we have very, very important aspects that organizations cannot manage because the taxation is very high. Everybody is being taxed. Do you all have those issues in your companies? Yes or no?
Yeah, there is a taxation in the government sector, sir.
Yes, now there is a new regulation also IRD has put out, say that everybody has to register for taxes. So when all this keeps on coming out, when the environment is not very friendly, people tend to leave the country and go migrate or go for jobs overseas. Whereas the regulations in those countries are not so very difficult. So by all these cases, we tend to lose a lot of good people in the market. Any questions? Finding the right talent is a huge question. You can do it from campus fires, open days, like in India, they do it across campuses across India, Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka also we do campus fires. So sometimes it is good. Sometimes you don't find the right person because it's hard. It's difficult to find suitable people, but you can get a certain amount of, I wouldn't say qualified, literate people from campus hires. You have to take them and train them to be, they are qualified in their stream of learning, but how well they will adapt to your organization is a question. Now, if you go to a university and try to recruit the graduates who are passing out, you'll find literate people, you'll find people qualified in their stream of work. But then when it comes to common sense, adaptability, and how they would behave in an organization is a total gamble. So you have to take them, they are qualified in their certain stream, you have to take them and you have to polish them. You have to groom them. You have to, it's like taking a rough stone and cutting it to your desired requirement. And then when you spend all that money and do it, in a couple of years, they will say goodbye and leave you to join a different organization. So talent management is a gamble. Talent management is a gamble, and it's very difficult to say this is a way you can do it or not. Any questions? So retaining talent, performance-driven culture. It's very important to have a performance-driven culture. Recognize as high performers and high potential employees, and you compensate them each year. Meet employee aspirations, challenging roles. Sometimes our young people are not driven only by salaries. They are driven by challenging roles. More the hard to accomplish, the more challenge they are. Some people love challengers. Some people, on the other hand, do not like challengers. Right? How many of you all like challengers?
Like, sir.
Huh? What type of
We like, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. But do you all like challenging work environments? A lot of young people do like them, I know that. So it depends on the individual. Some people are driven by challenges. Then enhance employee connect. Third organizational units. Empower them. Empowerment is very important to retain because they feel that they are important. You have to empower people. Empower people. Empowerment comes with trust also. It's very important. It's not just empowering people. It's very important. Trust factor is there. Okay. Elements of effective talent management. Any questions after that? You are not asking questions if that you know everything. Right. So elements of talent management, recruiting candidates who are talented and competent to support the organization's goals. An active dialogue between managers and employees to determine which employees desire to grow, which are happy to be at their current levels, and which are at risk of leaving and their reasons. An employee development plan that recognizes the new talent and competencies that are needed for each employee's internal career path to be able to prepare to progress in the organization. A measurement system that will allow the organization to track progress and identify high potential employees in each talent pool. Employee movement arises. Now, what are all these? Can somebody tell me in a nutshell? Not understand? What are we trying to say here?
Sir, it is all about how the newly recruited employee going to be developed step by step, and how we can effectively identify their talent and utilize them for another level.
Yes, so can't others understand this? Isn't it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, clear, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you all talk and answer? Okay. So this is exactly what's your name? We're talking about how we can develop people, how we can recruit people, and how we can develop people in an organization to take on the next levels. Not in a day or two. You have to understand, you have to develop people, you have to look at what the organization requires, and then you have to look at what they require, and then you develop. Right. Any questions?
No, sir.
So the recent trends, talent war, technology, increase in employer of choice initiatives, promoting talent internally, population. Now, can somebody tell me what you understand by talent war? If I ask you for exam question to write short notes on these, what would you write?
So every organization is seeking for the talented people. So there is a competition between the organization, the same organization.
Yes. So every organization wants to get the best, and they are trying to get the best for the market. Given the current scenario now, do we have a talent war in Sri Lanka?
Yes, sir.
Because we can't find people, right? So we are having actually it's a shortage. People have moved out, so a lot of talented people have gone out. What do you all understand by increase in employer of choice initiatives? What do you all understand by increase in employer of choice initiatives? Some organizations portray themselves as employer of choice. Like people want to join them because they have a lot of 1, 2, 3 things that other organizations do not have.
It is all about branding about the
Yes, branding about being the choice, employer of choice. So when they brand themselves like that, people want to join them, and that makes them superior to other organizations. It's like sometimes, one time, NAS was in that category, Brandix, John Cale, so they become an employer of choice. A lot of people want to join them. Why? For the brand name that they are created in the market. Maybe they are not as, the brand name speaks for them. So they have branded them so strongly, everybody thinks it's a privilege to work for them. Okay, so and they try to join them. All right, we're not talking about what comes, what they give them, but they have branded their brand name so strong that each and every person likes to be in those or to be associated with those employers. That's what's called employer of choice. Any questions? Recent trends in talent management. Talent war. Finding and retaining the best talent is the most difficult aspect of HR management. HR surveys consultancies are one in their view that organizations globally are facing a dearth of talented people, employees, and it's often more difficult to find and retain them. Further research has also shown that there is a clear link between talent issues and overall productivity. That is about talent management. About technology and talent management. Technology is increasingly getting introduced into people development. Online employee portals become more common place in organizations to offer easy access to employee to various benefits and schemes. In addition, employees can also manage their careers through these portals, and it also helps organizations understand their employees better. Talent management to rescue HR. HR has been compelled to focus on qualitative aspects equally and even more than quantitative aspects like the headcount, etc. Through talent management, more efforts is now being laid on designing and maintaining employee scorecards, employee surveys, ensuring that talent is nurtured and grown perpetually. So it is important that your talent management is done as per the requirement of the organization and is managed. Increase of employer of choice initiatives. As an organization perceive value as an employer as helps improve its brand value in the eyes of the customer. Most importantly, it helps it attract the right talents. Like we discussed, when you are a preferred choice, employer preferred choice, you place yourself on a different level and everybody tries to value them because they have already created a brand for themselves. Like we spoke about some companies, they created a brand for themselves. So people automatically want to be associated with a most preferred brand. All of you would like to be in a preferred brand than a non-preferred brand, correct? So that's where increase of employer of choice initiatives comes in. Promoting talent internally. An individual is hired when there is a fit between his abilities or skill and requirement of the organization. The next step is enabling learning and development of the same so that he or she stays with the organization. In this employee retention, an enabled or empowered means an empowered organization. It is also of interest to organizations to know their skill inventories. So you see the correlation here we're talking about. It is very important to understand what we do. See, when a person is hired, we hire them for their skills and abilities. Then the next stage is enable learning and development. so that he or she can stay. This is called retention. And then we have to pay them what? A proper equity to remain in the organization. You can't only hire the correct people and pay them below industry levels. You have to have reasonably justified equity being paid to them. Then your level of retention is higher. Population varies globally. World population are either young or aging. For example, stats have it that in 2050, 60% of Europe's working population will be over 60. Sri Lanka, we're having an aged population remaining in the ministries, in the departments, and in some private sector organizations. Why? Because we have our retirement levels more higher. So we have been left with an aging population in various organizations. On the other hand, a country like India can boast of a young population in the coming and present times. Population demographies are thus disturbing factors for people managers. Still, more researchers have predicted that demographic changes in the United States will lead to a shortage of about 10 million workers in the near future. So demographies and the ages are very important, and they play a very vital role when it comes to organizational, people joining organizations. Sri Lanka also, we have an age population, people are not leaving. Therefore, entry into organizations become barred or narrow, because when people leave from top, the bottom can be filled. So when the age population people are remaining in the organization, new hires become limited. It creates a little bit of chaos. I think government institutions now have an age population, if I'm not mistaken. The institutions, government institutions and ministries are having this issue. Right. Any questions? Okay, we have finished that. Any questions on this? Talent management. I'm not going to start the other one today because it will be too much. We will take it next week. I think next week also I will be lecturing. Hopefully we will have a face-to-face lecture, because I have informed the university I need to discuss certain things with you all. Any questions you all have at the moment?
Sir, can you please upload these two
Yes,
questions?
I will do it. Definitely, I'll do it tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
This one and the previous one I need to upload. And the next one is succession planning, and I will upload that also. So all of my presentations are done. Any questions you all have? Please try and upload your assignments today. I will give you all till the close of day, till midnight. If you don't do it today, from tomorrow onwards, this will be any question?
Sir, for the challenges, why we need, why we are not discussing about this talent management?
Sorry?
Challenge. Challenge.
We can.
Challenge.
Yeah, we can. A lot of things become challenges. It's not only talent management.
Yes.
Nowadays, yes, talent management has become, you can. If there is a question and should you discuss it, you are more than welcome to share talent management also as a challenge. See, there is not talent management, HR challenges. You can sit and talk about it the whole day.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's a lot, and it's varied. It's organization specific. It's not one problem fits all. Understood? It's country specific as well. Okay, if you talk about an HR problem now, give me what is country specific to Sri Lanka now currently? Tell me. Now you spoke about challenges. So now tell me, what is a current challenge?
The brain drain.
Sorry?
Brain drains are a lot of
Brain drain now is a little bit spoken about. What is the current challenge of retaining people?
expanding of the talented pool,
Sorry?
expanding the talented pool, sir?
No, there is much more severe crises going on in the environment. Especially sometimes it can become industry, become the IT industry specific. We just spoke about it a while ago. See, that's why I say you all have to become more aware about the environment. Otherwise, you all can't answer these general questions. You all have to read a lot.
Sir, it is about the wages that
Yes,
the
it's about the current
current
salaries,
salaries.
taxation,
Yes, sir.
government regulation. So please, if you all have to answer my question papers, you all need to read a little bit more, because my lectures and my question papers are not based on theory. You all can see it's all industry specific. So please brush up your skills about what's going on in the world. All these are related topics. I will be asking you all with examples. So if you all want in my papers, you all need to give examples. Otherwise, you all will not be marked. I will give you all marks if you all write theory, very little, because I don't need you all to come studying papers, by hearting papers, answers. That's not what I teach. I teach practical. I don't teach, because you all are master students. You all should have passed your theory levels long time ago. I can't teach theory and master's level coursework in this. I'm very specific in, but I said that the first day also. So please note that my papers are all practical bound. Okay? And I have given you all more examples. I can't give you all any more examples. Please try to read and understand. Okay? Right, so I'll see you all next week. We will stop now. You all next lecture.
11:30, sir.
Right. So I can prepare. What is it? Economics, right?
No. Management.
Dr. Hemakumara.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Right. So good luck. Till I see you all next week. I hope it's going to be a face-to-face, which they promised me, because I need to discuss a lot of things with you all and close it on that day. So till I see you all next week, good luck and all the best in uploading y'all's assignments. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.